Joao Felix spotted at Wembley, and guess what? Does this mean he's coming to Chelsea? Finally, we're going to talk about two major talking points. Cousin Jamie is still going out for Chelsea because his cousin Frankie boy got sacked. But realistically speaking, was Jamie Redknapp being too harsh? And Mason Mount caused the biggest uproar within the Chelsea community to date. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, bruh. It's the day after the cup final, and bruh, we saw a lot of penalty. 21 penalty, 22 actually. Kepa absolutely took a goal kick. I don't know what he was doing, but you cannot be blaming the geezer. But we've got three major stories for you. Joao Felix was spotted in Wembley, and he was a discreet man, was wearing glasses and everything. Pictures up there right now. Then Mason Mount missed 2 sitters, and so did Pulisic. But Pulisic's not the one under questioning, it's Mason Mount today. We're going to discuss his role within this team, because a lot of people are acting like he is the prime Kaka, and a lot of people are acting like he is prime Tom Huddleston. Bruh is not that deep. And finally, Jamie Redknapp on Sky absolutely destroyed Kepa Arrizabalaga and Thomas Tuchel. And I need to have words with this individual. Sky Sports has been doing this punditry for so long that people like you are watching me instead of them after the game. And you know what? Let them keep doing it, because you all will be coming here. So let's get on with the video. But before we get started, for my energy, for my honesty, and for my truthness, please hit that like button. 300 likes is what we're aiming for. In the comments below, let me know what number you are that hit the like button. So if you're the 5th person, right, number 5. That's all I ask from you. It's super easy. It's super free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. And subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you won't regret it. Let's get on with the video. We're going to start with a big one. We're going to start with Joao Felix was spotted in Wembley Stadium. My man was wearing camouflage, basically. He had goggles on, had a hoodie on. He did not want to be spotted, especially in this Instagram era where someone will get their phone out. Let's quickly snap you, you know, and drop you on the web. But he was with another guy, and the other guy put up a story, and you could see that Joao Felix was within Wembley. What does this mean? Does this mean one of the clubs wanted to buy him? I don't think so, personally. I think Chelsea's interest in Joao Felix is real, because Chelsea were interested prior to him joining Atletico Madrid, and you know Chelsea keep players on their books for a considerable amount of time. But does this mean because he was at the game at Wembley, watching the game, he's going to come to Chelsea this summer? I don't know, and I don't think so, because, let me explain to you. Joao Felix is on a death row contract. This guy signed it for 7 years at Atletico Madrid. They paid abnormal amount of money, I think close to 100 million euros, to get him from Benfica to Atletico Madrid. It hasn't been going perfectly, but these lot will want to recoup their fee. Unless we're sending Big Rom, who has not been hooping, to this Stadion. I don't even remember what Atletico's stadium is called anymore. Over there, I don't see this deal happening. Why was he at Wembley? Well, I'm going to tell you. He's not to join Liverpool. Bruh, it's a big game. Like, I don't think people understand how big Chelsea versus Liverpool was yesterday. This game was amazing. Like, it had all the build-up. It had all the rivalry. We've played them twice this year. Haven't lost a single one. The guy just wanted a weekend away in London. London's a beautiful city. If you ever get the opportunity, make sure you go and see it. Like, so for me right now, let's not jump to any conclusions. What does this mean? It means the brother just wanted to have a great night out on Wembley. Now we're going to talk about Mason Mount. Money Mace, the future Chelsea captain, and I know a lot of you will hate that I say something like that. Look, we're going to have to break this down and be honest, all right? Because there's a lot of people that are being so polarizing. You get, like I said at the start, Ricardo Kaka comparisons. He's one of the best midfielders of all time, super Frankie Lampard. And then you get left-hand side where people comparing him to Steve Sidwell and Tom Huddleston. He's nothing like those guys. He's somewhere in the middle. He's actually a very good player. But the question has to arise, was he in the wrong yesterday with what happened? And what is this protection that is around him? Well, I'm going to cover it first. First, he should have scored 100%. The first chance was a half volley, but he should be slotting that away. A player of his quality should have the attributes to finesse it. The second one, his first touch was poor. And then it got stuck under his feet. And then by the time he got it out, he still had enough time to curl it in. And it was a poor executed finish. Does this mean he's a bad player? No. A lot of people are saying sell him, he's pathetic, he's rubbish. I think you're going a little bit overboard. Way too overboard. But does this mean that he is prone to be in this team religiously? No matter what happens, he can't get dropped. He's money made. And you see this from the big accounts, especially the ones that are the journalists, you know, the ones that are involved with the club in some element of form. It's the ones, let's be honest, the ones getting the interviews from them. It's the ones that need to protect him. Putting up pictures of him, oh, Mason Mount will play 500 games for the club. Listen, Mason Mount most probably will play 500 games for the club. And guess what? We will be happy when he does. But he can get criticised. Let's talk about this season. How many times have I criticised Hakim Ziyech? Everyone criticises him. Everyone criticises Pulisic. Everyone criticises Timo. God bless Lukaku and Kai Havertz. They get it the most. And finally, Callum Hudson-Odoi, youth graduate. A graduate that came through the academy, had a poor game, not even a poor game, missed chances against Everton and missed chances against Burnley. And Manchester United, he got crucified. People like he's not good enough, he shoots the ball like a 4-year-old child, he can't connect with the ball properly, he's got no technique. People will absolutely destroy him. When it's Mason Mount, oh, you can't say anything negative, he's getting into the end of things. I don't think that's right. I think we need to bring down the hysteria. I think we need to be honest and have honest conversations. Is Mason Mount to the caliber of a Chelsea Football Club player to be consistently delivering assists and goals? For me, I think he's good enough. Did he mess up yesterday? Yes, he did. But should he be playing for Chelsea? Yeah, he should be playing for Chelsea. I don't think he should be playing in the front three. Don't get me wrong. I think it's in a 4-3-3. I think he is good enough for that. But he's definitely good enough to be adding something into the squad. And the final element of this, the segment that you guys have been waiting for. Sky Sports is really frustrating to watch after games. Sometimes it really irritates me. Sky Sports went through a great tenure when they had, Carragher and Neville in the beginning of Monday Night Football. It was amazing. There was no agendas. It was good banter. It was good entertainment. They had the element when they brought Thierry Henry on and they brought, Jose Mourinho. It was super entertaining. I loved watching it. But now, as time goes on, I'm telling you now, I switch off. I don't watch pre-game previews and I don't watch post-match reaction. And the reason is because they're agenda-driven. The people they get in are agenda-driven. And you can see by Jamie Redknapp, what he was saying made no sense. Either he's agenda-driven or he's done no research. And I better hope it's agenda-driven. Because if he's done no research, it's criminal. Now let's get into him. He said, why on earth would you bring on Kepa for Mendy? Well, number one, the reason you bring on Kepa for Mendy is because in the Super Cup final, Kepa was brought on, and guess what? He was the hero then. Kepa's won us a penalty shootout before against Frankfurt, and Kepa in this season won us 2 additional penalty shootouts on the way to the final. That already tells you he's a good penalty stopper. Additionally, Mendy's not a very good penalty stopper. If you even go back and look at his debut against Spurs, poor penalty stopper. He did not get close to any of them. Then, if you go even look at his penalty shootout in the Senegal final, 1 save and it wasn't a good penalty. It was a save he should have made. Does this mean Mendy's a bad goalkeeper? No, it doesn't. It just means he's not a penalty technician. And I don't understand why this is an issue. Because reality is, some keepers are great at penalties but aren't great goalkeepers in general from open play. Mendy's a fantastic goalkeeper and he's our number 1. But to go out of your way to say Thomas Tuchel overthought it, he overcomplicated. No, he didn't. It's statistics. This is what really irritates me about punditry in the UK. The minute a little bit of statistics comes in, they're like, you know what, it's blood and fashion thunder. It's not right. We don't get it. You're overthinking it. No, you're not. You're looking at records, you're looking at stats, and you're making a calculated decision. And that's what Thomas Tuchel has done. And I think Thomas Tuchel is a good enough manager where he's earned the right to not experiment, to make a decision and for us to respect his decision. Other occasions, it worked. Yesterday, it didn't work. And I'm not going to sit here and blame Kepa Arrizabalaga for missing a penalty. He's a goalkeeper. It was the pressure that got to him, and it's perfectly fine. He's human, and I've got no issue with it. We should have won the game in 90 minutes. We should have won the game in extra time. We didn't. And you lose on penalties, it's a lottery, especially when you score 10 other penalties. Bro, the penalties were absolutely amazing. And cousin Jamie, Frank Lampard's cousin, what you think this has nothing to do with it? Liverpool ex-player, and his cousin gets sacked by this club. You think he's going to have nice words to say about Chelsea FC? He was too harsh, in my opinion, on Kepa Arrizabalaga. He took cheap shots at the club, and he took cheap shots at our manager. I don't care. Jamie, you ain't even that good of a footballer, let's be honest. Like, honestly, average player, and yet people want to sit there and take his word like it's gospel. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. I will not be tolerating it. This was the Kavkas View. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I don't care. This is the honest truth. Peace out, I'm out, bye.